Thank you very much. When it's Tuesday, it's the Raw Leadership Talk. I'm glad to be here to continue with the conversation on the mentorship series this second week. My name is Dan Mugera, and today we feature Jacky Wegoki, a career coach. As we listen to Handa Messiah, what a music! Where are you tuning in from? I'd like to see you commenting, talking to us, even before we begin this conversation today. It's going to be very, very exciting. Where are you tuning in from? Are you watching us on YouTube? Are you watching us on Facebook? Are you watching us on our Facebook page? Glad to be here today. Glad to be here today. Where are you tuning in from? Let me hear and know from you, even as we warm up for the mentorship series part 2. Mentorship series part 2. Coming to you live from the Africa Center for Public Speaking Coaching Lab, and Jacky from wherever she is. We are so excited today to be part of this, for you to be part of this particular conversation. Good, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go straight to the conversation. Jacky, would you want to introduce yourself today? And thank you very much for agreeing to join us, the Raw Leadership Talk, which comes every Tuesday at 8 p.m. You want to introduce yourself, Jacky?
Thank you, Coach Dan. Hello, everyone. It's really a joy to be here. My name is Jacky Wegoki. I am a certified career coach, a trainer, and a facilitator. And I am very happy to be here. I'm very passionate about seeing people engage in such kind of conversations, because one of my passions is really the area of personal development. And I believe today is one such show where we are going to talk a little bit, or maybe quite at length, about our own journey toward personal development. So I engage with young professionals, and I also do leadership trainings and team building. So looking forward to a lovely conversation together.
Thank you very much, Jacky, for that wonderful introduction. And I had you hinting about your life passion. Maybe you may want to tell us more about your life passion. What really is your life passion, Jacky?
When I think about my passion in terms of life, I think about something that I love doing and I really enjoy. And something that I can spend every day, doing it, even if there was really not much in terms of monetary compensation, because it drives me, it refuels me, it makes me feel good when I'm doing it. And that would be the whole aspect as being a trainer and a mentor and a coach. I just love that space where I am enabling life to flourish, or being a catalyst to that flourishing journey. And that is achieved through the training and facilitation. I always feel that space, the coaching, training, facilitation, is the space that God called me to be in every day, and I can do it day in, day out.
Wonderful, wonderful to hear that. And I want to believe that this fuels you. It makes you have a reason why you wake up every morning. And so what would you say that makes you unique? In this field of personal development, we are many people, and everybody will say they're passionate about personal development. They want to grow, they want to help other people grow, locate their space. But what is that you believe makes you unique, Jacky? What is that makes you unique?
I think one of the things that I really appreciate about this journey of life is that I am able to develop programs that are unique to what suits another, as I mentioned, that my passion is to see people thrive in their own terms. But before I do that, I have to also do it on my own. So there are many times I will put myself on that continuous growth process. So one of the things is that I think in my entire life, I have been a learner, continuously learning, because there's so much change happening, and we are told change is the only thing that is constant. And if I have to keep up with that change, then I have to keep myself on a continuous learning process. And for sure, I enjoy learning through materials that will motivate me, reading. I belong to the club where they say my books are more than my clothes, for sure, because that's my life. I would rather have a book over a weekend during my free time or my leisure time, because yes, there's nothing as beautiful as knowing that what is happening in the world, and more so being passionate about seeing people thrive. Then if I have to understand others, then I have to keep myself on that continuous learning journey.
Well, that's great, and I like the fact that you say continuous learning, because I think we live in a society that people think they have arrived simply because somebody has academic qualifications, or they've gone back to college and studied something and got a paper. And so that aspect of continuous learning and continue making sure that we keep reading, we keep growing, I think I like that very, very much. And I would encourage our viewers to get themselves into that space of continuous learning. But in connection with that, Jacky, what would you say about purpose and the importance of discovering it in life? What would you say about purpose and the importance of discovering it in life?
One thing I have discovered is that often your purpose is linked to your values and beliefs. And most of it is also a connection with your passion. Like I said, I am so passionate about, the training and facilitating to see people thrive in their own terms and mentoring them to have them get to that space. So your purpose is really the reason why you exist. What's your mission? Why is it that you wake up every day? What is your agenda for your life? And I would say that one of the greatest things about discovering your purpose is that it gives you a focus. For example, my purpose is to help souls to flourish. And helping souls to flourish can be done in many ways. For example, sometimes it's an encouraging word to somebody who is down. That is possibly a contribution to their flourishing. To somebody else, flourishing on that particular time could be giving a listening ear.
Yes.
Well, for others, the flourishing could be now the mentoring, the coaching, either done at a professional level or where you decide to do it, in a more non-formal way. So it's your purpose will give you a focus, because every day you need to ask yourself, and this is a question I keep asking myself, how can I contribute to that mission, to that purpose every day? And is whatever I'm doing actually contributing to that? Purpose will give sorry, Dan. Purpose will give you fulfillment. You see, if my mission is to be a catalyst to enable others to thrive, actually, and celebrate them when I see that happen, then you'll find that there's a level of fulfillment. When people come back, for example, a coaching client, and they're saying, you know what, Jacky, I managed to actually see that I have so much potential out of my conversation with you. So again, it means that your purpose will give you a level of fulfillment, and it will also make you to grow, because you'll say, if this is my purpose, then I need to keep developing it.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Your purpose will give you a level of fulfillment. Thank you for those who are tuning in. Dorothy Mundui, you're saying, glad I'm watching. Bishop Michael Huru, all the way from Tongwe, Mombasa. Thank you for watching this particular broadcast today. So wonderful. We are with Jacky Wegoki in Mentorship Series Part 2, as we discuss today about various things and how life journey as a career coach. Those who are coming in, glad to be here today, even as we continue with the raw leadership talk. Now, Jacky, I would like to hear from you. I know you are a parent, you are a wife, you are a mother to some children. As a parent, what do you think is your role in making sure, apart from academics, your children achieve personal development? What's your role in that? And do parents have a role in making sure that their children achieve personal development?
I think one of the very important things for us as parents is to recognize that, yes, there's beauty in academics, but there's a bigger goal in life, like you said, purpose beyond academic development. So, I mean, academic achievement. And that's where it starts, recognizing that I would like my child to be developed holistically. So I'm thinking in terms of their intellect. I'm thinking in terms of, yes, their academics. I think in terms of their health. I think in terms of other skills that are necessary for life. So one is always look at how can you equip these children with the necessary life skills or skills for life to help them experience life realistically. Why do I mean realistically? Sometimes there'll be challenges, sometimes there'll be great days, sometimes there'll be bad days. And so we need to equip them. For example, are they able to handle the challenges that come when they're in school and out of school? Are they able to relate with others? You know, are they able to lead self so that they can be able to lead others? Then the other thing is, as a parent from my space, I need to be a role model. Very, very critical. The children will keep learning from us, whatever age. I mean, I have watched myself do things that I saw my mom do, and sometimes it's even very unconscious, you know. So we have to walk the talk as parents. And for example, if it's in relation to my relationship with my maker, let them see this is how I profess my faith, and they will be able to emulate that. And then the other thing is for us also to continue appreciating the change and be part of the change, integrate them into that change so that they are also able to appreciate that life will not be constant. There are seasons that they are supposed to change, and it's very, very important for them to keep up with that. So those are some of the things that we can do. And the other thing I always say is I have this model I use, like when we are learning together, which is also a great thing. Creating a culture of learning, continuous learning and learning together. Other things besides now the academics. That there's a stage where you, for example, it's about talent and gifts. There's a stage we call it the 3D model. The first bit is where you discover. So you discover your talents and help the children to discover their talents and gifts and potential, because there are much more things beyond your gifts and talent. You have your strength. And then after you discover, you develop together, holding their hand. But you have to get now to the stage, the third step, where you say dare them, where you learn to release as a parent, that we can't always continue to hold their hand, especially as the child grows. We have to learn to start releasing so that connects now with the life experiences and prepares them also for other life experiences beyond the academic world.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great insight right there on how to help children achieve personal development, or help our kids to achieve personal developing. For those who are joining us, we are doing Role Leadership Talk today featuring Jacky Wegoki, a career coach. And Jacky, you talked about your relationship with the Maker, and talking about where is the place of God in our pursuit for personal development. Is God involved? And can we involve God in our pursuit of personal development?
I mean, depending on our belief systems and what we profess as our faith, you'll find that, first of all, there is a space of God as the one who propels us forward. And that's what we believe, like for Christians, that without God, then we are not able to do it. The second thing, I love, like, when we say, I can do all things through Christ. You can see already it says that it gives me a belief system, and beliefs are very strong. That if I have faith and believe in that, then I'll be able to actually move forward with confidence that even when there are challenges, I can still pursue. And the other thing is that there's a resources bit that we have to keep providing resources to be able to invest in our personal development. Those resources are God-given. So we have to continue being also on a gratitude journey, that we are grateful to our Maker that He can provide us with the resources. As we pursue also the whole thing about thinking, I think there's a verse that says, think of whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is good. When you think of all those things, you can sum it up and say that it's really a holistic, you're looking at a holistic kind of development that we are also taught all the way from our faith and from what we believe. Yeah.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Any project you're working on right now, Jacky?
Yes, coach. I have two projects and I'm really looking forward to launching them very soon. One of the projects is a program that is geared towards the arising and thriving. And this is a program that is open for adults in terms of the professionals, and the main aim is really just like the word says, for people to be able to rise up and thrive. And you can rise up because maybe you have been in a comfort zone. You need to see what's your aha moment and how can I move to the next step. For others, it could be those that have fallen and then they are feeling, yes, I mean, they're in that state where they're saying, what's my next level? And they're saying, you do not have to remain down. I mean, pick up your wagon and get back on track. And most importantly is there's an emphasis on defining thrive in your own terms. There are many times we have defined thrive one way. Sometimes we think it's only in terms of maybe material wealth. We don't realize that health. We don't realize that even the ability to have a peace of mind is something very critical. So it's a journey of enabling you to discover in your own way what does thrive mean to you and how can you walk that journey towards your own definition to achieve your own kind of thrive. The other one is a she project. The she project is for ladies. You know, I have this passion for ladies, maybe because I'm also a lady, and to see women in leadership. And this one is a project called, we call the lady the rose, and we want to see the rose thrive also. And the whole idea is every rose requires some pruning, some watering, some shaping to make it look beautiful like a rose. And so we appreciate that ladies are these roses. So the She Rose program is really a space to say that allow us as coaches and trainers and mentors to be part of your journey also towards blooming as a rose. And that's also coming very soon. I'm hoping that we can launch it next month and we can say together, we are blooming, together we are flourishing as the she. Yes.
Very, very, very wonderful. And how can people get involved in some of these projects that you're beginning?
They can get in touch with me. We can share my number at the end of this. And one of the things about like the Rose program, the She program, is that we are looking at a platform where we as ladies can come together and say, together we are flourishing, and we can create a mentorship platform where we are doing peer mentoring, and when necessary, we can always get a person to mentor you. But above all, we want it to be a space where the ladies share the love for each other, share the handshake, and walk the journey together.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been with Jacky here. We're about to conclude this broadcast. And Jacky, as we conclude this broadcast, I want to give you 3 minutes to just take it away. Take it away, Jacky, with anything that you want to share with our audience today.
One of the things that I have learned through the course of my experiencing my passion for coaching, training, and facilitating is that we all have so much potential. Everybody has so much potential. And potential, not only the gifts and talent, it's also the strengths that we have or the competencies that we have, even the qualifications, sometimes even at a professional level. But most of the time I have realized because of the systems, and this I think also is something that I have borrowed, done from your book, is that we become so limited because it's so easy to see what we don't have. And your famous quote that we are so busy seeing what we do not have that we forget the bakery within us. I really love that quote because it always serves as a reminder every day that I have potential. People have potential. I need to appreciate them and see them as such and ask myself, how can we help build this potential so that it comes up? But you know the systems, all the way from the school, for example, we learn to compare ourselves. We learn to compete. We learn to have so much conflict within ourselves sometimes because of that competition and comparison that indeed we start seeing ourselves smaller and like we are not enough. So today I want to remind our viewers as we share this that always remember, like you have said, Dan, in your book, Eradicating a Poverty Mentality, that we have so much potential, which you refer to as a bakery. And if we always think of the bakery that's within us, then we'll be able to face this world with much more confidence as we walk towards our journey of thriving and helping others to thrive. And there's a lot for us in this world. Then the other thing is that let us pursue valuable relationships. And when you think of a relationship, you're thinking of a bond. You're thinking of a journey that you're working together. Always ask yourself the question, of what value is any relationship that I am in? Is it wasting my time, or is it adding to my bucket of developing me to the next level? Because it's also quite common to see that sometimes we waste, you wonder where your day has gone, but we're actually spending time doing things sending messages sometimes, or being in relationships that eventually very well they're not promising a long-term kind of a relationship, or they're not adding value. And and again, very importantly, I want to talk a bit about culture. The other thing that I always think about after I think about relationship, I always think about also our culture. We live in a culture where we have created mindsets and beliefs. And in my relationship with my clients, I have realized that culture again will play a key role either in driving us forward or moving us backward. Why? Because ever since we were born, it's like we're born into a specific culture, and it defined our thinking system and our thoughts. For example, when I think about my life in school, I want to think, was it how valuable was it, and how am I making use of it? Or that thing of I was in school and the culture dictates that if I didn't get an A, for example, maybe I would not qualify for the big jobs, and it sort of pushes me backwards. Or it even makes me lose the confidence to actually say I can still pursue that degree in those areas that people think that maybe unless I'm an A student, I cannot pursue. But we have seen people break the ceiling even in those areas. So it's very important for us to come back as we continue pursuing our life passions, our purpose, our careers, and ask the question, the cultures we have, are they still serving us positively? Or are there some that now we need to reevaluate and see if they're not serving us, then maybe some we may have to eliminate and think differently. But it requires such intentionality for us to realize a culture that is no longer serving us and that we need to actually change so that we can change our mindset and our beliefs. And a good example is also the comparison issues. In school, I want to appreciate what is happening today, that there's a CBC introduction, but we can't ignore the fact that we have been in a system where there's so much competition and comparison, and it created that culture of competition, which we even take to the workplace. Sometimes very unhealthy, because you're almost like, I can step on anyone to be able to find that I'm the one shining, unfortunately, sometimes. So the question is it possible to create a more healthy culture? And if we are to do that, we would ask ourselves, then how do we get there? And possibly, that is one of the reasons why the CBC now is being introduced, so that we can face out maybe the issue of too much competition. So we have to bring this to our individual levels and keep asking, are there cultures that are making us not progress? Like when I have limiting beliefs because of a culture, like in my family, we don't go beyond this class or this level of education. It's something that we start believing as it hinders our progress. So in a nutshell, I'm saying that it's so great that let's always purpose to have some key things that will fuel us every day. In my case, I have talked about the issue of relationships every day. As I interact, are these relationships valuable? I have talked about the potential. Always remembering every day, I have a bakery within me, and I need to appreciate that. And finally, always thinking, it is usually said, I can't remember who said that people drink and eat culture. It's true. But it's a high time to keep asking the question, is this culture serving me, or are there things I need to change? And if I need to, what do I need to change, and how do I get there? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jacky. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been Mentorship Series Part 2 with Jacky Wegoki, a career coach. And you had it right there. that you have potential. You got to be mindful of your potential. You got to check on the culture and begin to do something about it, even as you move forward with your purpose. Thank you very much, Jacky, for being part of this discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to end it there. But this discussion can continue in our YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, on my timeline, and also on the page of the Africa Center for Public Speaking. In case you want to reach us, the numbers that are passing on your channel, please contact us and we will be more than ready to serve you. Okay, God bless you and see you next week, same time for the Raw Leadership Talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Coach. And thank you, our viewer. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.